Some people like myself, I was touched because we have lost someone who has lived his life fully and loudly. You know, obviously we don't know how living life fully meant to him, but to us watchers and observers, life is lived through experiences and conversations. And with that being said, welcome to Navigating the Streets of Life with Judy. Sanbanane Dumelang Sinchal. My name is Judicious Masuku, and welcome to Navigating the Streets of Life with Judy. On this channel, we believe and we know that everyone is out there in the streets of life navigating their way. Be it you navigating your health, you navigating your finances, you navigating your new role, maybe as a mother, as a manager. It doesn't matter what aspect of your life you are navigating or what aspect of your life needs your attention at this particular moment. But we like to talk about things that shape us, the things that shape our perception, our perspective, how we view things, how we interpret things, how we see things, you know, because we believe that it is in conversation that we learn to unpack life. And yeah, with all that being said, allow me to express my views on grief, express my views on death. And this week is the darkest week for most South African, if not all. And not only South Africans are affected by this, but the people in the diaspora as well, especially those who have been touched and impacted by Kiernan's life, popular known as aka Kiernan Forbes. Before I proceed with whatever that I want to say, allow me to say emndenini waka Forbes nawo wonke umuntu lothinzekile ngalesehlakalo lesehlakalele umndeni waka Forbes, ngithi kude emagama lanele, kude emagama langcono nalakahle lengingawakhuluma mine lataniphilisa. Lolo kwehlele umndeni waka Forbes kukhulu, kubuhlungu, kusithinzile nje sonke. Angimati Kiernan in real life, but he lived his life openly, that sonke sifunzile lencwadzi lengempilo yakhe. So ngifuna kusho nje kuwo wonke umuntu lothinzekile ukuthi inhlitiyo teni maticole and kuyothatha isikhathi. Angifuni kunithembisa ukuthi nitawuphila, but with time you will learn to carry the burden better, you will learn to manage and regulate the feeling better. So give yourself time, give yourself grace. And yeah, my heart is so heavy, you guys. I'm not one to usually comment on celebrities' death and death in general, because I have personal reasons that I am going to list just now. Today is Saturday. I came back from work and and I took my phone, I scroll on the phone, I am seeing like the clips, a memorial service, the RIP messages, and in the streets of Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube. It's National Kiernan's Day. Everyone is talking about AKA. How did the death of AKA triggered a lot of people. Some people, they were triggered because they also lost their loved ones through lendlela le Kiernan ahambe ngayo, babulewe bantu babo. And some people were touched because they were big fan of Kiernan's music. Some people like myself, I was touched because we have lost someone who has lived his life fully and loudly. You know, obviously we don't know how living life fully meant to him, but to us watchers and observers who were reading the letter about his life, myself, I would like to conclude that Kiernan has lived his life fully and loudly. Kiernan was present. He was present in every stage of his life. When he was done, he was present. When he was up, he was present. As a father, he was present. As a girlfriend, he was present. As a fiance, he was present. As a musician and an artist, he was present. And it is only times like these that we get to reflect and look back and say, man, you lived your life. Though we feel like you left soon and you left in a manner that no one deserves to leave this earth in, but we are so grateful to have witnessed such a well-lived life. Guys, my heart is so full. It is so full of a whole lot of things. I feel burdened and I feel hurt. I feel resentful. I feel like, really, you know, I am experiencing all these feelings all at once. Let me start by saying that, number one, I feel resentment because let me ask this question: who is warranted to grieve? Who's got the ticket to say when you can grieve, when you can't grieve? Because my understanding of grief, grief is an emotion that is experienced after loss. So if you lose something of value or something that is important to you, you are bound to feel the emotion of grief. And then from grief, we go to mourning. Mourning or mourning, I don't know how to pronounce this word, but it is usually, it is the society, the family, the culture, the religion that set the standards for mourning. And in the words of Chimamanda Ngozi, she once said, in paraphrasing, people makes culture, people makes religion. It is not the other way around. It is not culture or religion that makes people. And with me saying that, I am trying to say that culture can be questioned. The societal standards can be questioned and can be, you have every right to say, I will not conform to this. Because I am looking at people's comments on how DJ Zinhle is grieving Kiernan loud and open. What is she supposed to do? What is she supposed to do? According to my opinion, DJ Zinhle has got every right to grieve Kiernan. First of all, guys, Kiernan and DJ Zinhle, they share a child. They've been parenting for 7 years. Kiernan and DJ Zinhle once shared a bed. They were once vulnerable to each other. They once had sex, the highest form of connection. And it doesn't mean that when you break up with a person, the connection just dies. There are many reasons why people break up. People break up because maybe the love is no longer there. People break up because maybe there's a misunderstanding. People break up because they see that they are not compatible as a husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend. But it doesn't mean that the connection just dies after breaking up. I say this because I'm a mother myself. I am co-parenting with the father of my child. We have many misunderstandings, like many misunderstandings with the father of my child. But that doesn't mean that I don't like him as a person. It doesn't mean that I stopped caring about him. He's the father of my child after all. And I can just imagine that if I'd wake up tomorrow and I hear that the father of my child is no more, I would also feel the same. I don't know how DJ Zinhle is feeling, but I'll grieve loud as well. If that is how I grieve. Who is warranted to grieve? Who's got the right to grieve? And why are we being dictators, dictating who must grieve, how should they grieve, and wara. In my own understanding, death is personal, death is relative. And another thing that I feel resentment. I feel resentment because sometimes, obviously, for me, I never associated myself with death. Death, the meaning and the relation with death to me only came last year when I was grieving somebody who died 10 years ago. Prior to that, I did not know how death felt for me. Because, and I was able to grieve last year because of therapy. So apparently I was someone who I never knew how to interpret feelings associated with sadness, brokenness and hurt. If I feel things like that, my body would immediately shut them. Like, I don't know what happens in my nervous system, but my brain won't interpret as sadness. It just won't allow the interpretation to come to my body and allow me to feel what is sadness, what is hurt, what is heartbreak. So it is only last year that I got to grieve somebody who was so dearest to me. And this person, you guys, I feel the feeling of resentment because I feel like for the longest time I thought I was not worthy to talk about death. They say that, most people, they say that until you lose your parent or you lose your loved one, as in your spouse, or you lose a child, that is when you only understand the intensity and the depth of grief associated with death. And by all means, I respect that. I so much respect that. But it doesn't have to, we don't have to go through things in order for us to understand and feel the depth of it. This person I am talking about, that I was grieving a person that died 10 years ago. This person was not my blood. This person was not he was an adopted family member, adopted grandfather of mine, story for another day. But he was so dearest to me. He shaped my life, my spiritual life. He shaped it. And he has spoken things that I didn't know about myself from a young age. This person groomed me, you know. So I'm like, if the feeling I had last year when I was grieving this person, how come am I not allowed to talk about death? Because guys, to be honest, death affects us all. And connection is not only, we are not connected to people only by blood. We are connected to people by so many things. You can be connected to a person by affection, romantic affection. You can be connected to a person by having similar belief. You can be connected to a person by having like same hobbies, you know. And death is a reminder that we've lost that part or that aspect of the person that we were so connected to. I am rambling a lot, but all I'm trying to say is that according to my opinion, DJ Zinhle has every right to grieve. Obviously, to grieve as somebody, as AKA's ex, and also to grieve because besides anything, AKA and DJ Zinhle were good friends. They were good parents to Cairo. And now she is also allowed to grieve because she is the mother of the child who's lost her dad. I can't imagine it as a mother, seeing my child losing her father. I don't know how I would deal with that. Obviously, I'd be shattered myself as well. Not that I'm shattered because I still want to be with the father or anything like that. I care for him as a person. I care for him as a father of my child. So, DJ Zinhle, you are allowed, girl, to grieve loud and open. You have lost a bigger part of your life. That is the father of your child. That is your ex-boyfriend that you've broken up with and amended the relationship so many times. That means there was a strong bond and a strong connection there. Rest in perfect peace, Kiernan. I don't know why I'm so triggered and so touched by this death. 3 people that their death has affected me. Kiernan, the one who died last year. My daughter loved him so much. What's his name, man? What's his name? His wife is Bianca. Okay, I forgot him. I forgot his name. And Akumzi. The death of these 3 people really affected me. And the death of Ulaki Dube, I am still grieving Ulaki Dube until these days, you guys. I don't know why, but I loved the man. And Akumzi, man, Ricky Rick. How am I forgetting Uriki Kodwa? Yeah, so you guys, that is what I wanted to say, that everyone everyone should be allowed to grieve, and everyone should be given space to grieve however way they want to. And yeah, tell me on the comment section what you think. Do you think DJ Zinhle is too much? And what do you think? For me, I think, yeah, you know already what I think. And have a lovely one. Goodbye.